All right, guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick Your Roll Podcast, episode number 102. I'm here with my guy Nicky Stees. Blaze should be here. If not, he'll be in the chat. Rios, he should be here. But how you doing, Nicky? We got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot.
I know. I'm trying to chill, man. Trying to use today just spiritually unwind, I guess.
There you go. And guys, don't you forget, tonight at 8 o'clock, Nicky Stees will be the host of the Pick'ems again tonight for the NFL Week 16. It'll be him and Cool Cat Connor. Make sure you're tuned in.
8 p.m. on the Hardcore Sports Network and Cool Cat Connor's channel. We got Teacher Got Game in the chat.
Yep. Randy will be back in the new year. That's all I'm allowed to say. It will be back in the new year. Just don't know when. What is good, Ryan? What is good? And guys, in a half hour, the NFC East Real Deal Roundup with Mac the Giants fan and Adam Costas. They will be live at 5:30 on the Hardcore Sports Network. Make sure you guys tune into that. Let's get it right. Let's get it right away with the NBA Cup championship, and the Milwaukee Bucks take it home with the final score of 97-81. So the Milwaukee Bucks are your second NBA Cup champions. Well, first technically, because last year was the in-season tournament. But yeah, so the Bucks win the championship, and as you guys can tell, Giannis took over. Like basically, he had a triple double: 26 points, 19 boards, 10 assists. The Oklahoma City Thunder had no way to stop him. Damian Lillard, he had a great night shooting the ball. 6 for 12 from the field, 5 for 10 from three, 6 for 7 from the free throw line, finishing with 23 points. That is exactly what you need from Damian Lillard. That is exactly what you need from him. He wasn't like that in the beginning of the season. Then he started turning it up, and same with Giannis, and same with this whole Milwaukee Bucks team. So, what do you have to say about that, Nicky?
I mean, first off, obvious congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks on winning the NBA Cup.
Yep.
This is helpful for them as far as the season goes. Now, when it comes to the game itself, we got to give big props to Giannis. He stepped up in a big game situation and did his thing. Also,
Yep.
Dame Lillard was efficient, dropping 23. We've seen all throughout the NBA Cup that Giannis and Dame can play together. They haven't had the greatest team success yet as a whole, but we know there have been flashes. It can happen. There have been flashes in the NBA Cup. We saw those flashes of what Giannis and Dame can do as a team. Also, got to give credit to Gary Trent Jr., the big offseason acquisition, for stepping up. 13 off the bench. And not just that, but as a whole, that played a huge role in the Bucks bench outscoring the Thunder 27-15 off the bench. And that was one of the key factors of this game.
It wasn't a bad shooting night, but here's the thing. Milwaukee turned it up on the defensive side. They went with the old school defense. So, with that being said, guys, defense wins championships. Literally, defense wins championships. And people are forgetting that Taurean Prince, he's the best three-point shooter in the league. He leads the league in three-point shooting percentage. I think he's like 50-something from the field. So you always got to put some respect on his name. You got to cover him from deep. Yeah, I bet you're mad. Oh, you're not mad? It's whatever. Yeah, I think you DM me that. Bobby Portis, 5 points off the bench. Gary Trent, like Nicky said, 13. They still missed Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is still a vital piece. He did play in a couple games here and there, but he really was missed here. And then you go to the OKC Thunder, right? Shea, not the best shooting night. 21 points, 8 for 24 from the field, 2 for 9 from three. Bad shooting splits. They were just covering him all night. Hartenstein finished with 16. J-Dub finished with 18. Isaiah Joe finished with 7. He's not terrible. Like, basically, they could not shoot the ball well. That's basically it. That's it. If you can't make shots, you can't win. So, the white eight, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Nicky, I saw your tweet. Glenn Rivers got his second ring. He got his second ring
I decided it would be. I decided to be
I will.
about it and be like, Doc Rivers got a second championship. Then sorry, I tried.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. I was gonna tweet it, but then I saw so many people tweeting it, so I'm like, it's okay. I've seen so many people tweeting it, but it is what it is. So congrats to the Milwaukee Bucks. There is no basketball games tonight, so no predictions on the pick'ems or for today. Oh,
Blaze is.
Hello.
I'm shocked. You all right?
Yeah, I made it.
All right. So Darvin Ham is 14-0 in NBA Cup games. That is true. That is true. So Blaze, I'm pretty sure you saw the game last night.
Definitely watched the game. Milwaukee just played better. I mean,
Yeah.
all around. They just pretty much, I don't want to say dominated the game because OKC had some runs. OKC was dipping in the bench more than I thought they would. And when your star can't really get it going, that's what happens. And like you said just a second or two ago, Giannis did get it going.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Now,
I'm just interested to see if this will be the year that the Cup winner is also the NBA Finals winner, because the Bucks are a good team. They have depth. They have good role players. If they stay healthy, get Middleton back, they could be a force to be reckoned with in the postseason.
yeah.
I was all ready to have my Philadelphia rant, and I have words, but I don't know. We might get there.
You want to go for it now?
Well, I mean, the Sixers aren't on the list of things to talk about, but since us three Sixers fans are here,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not like I don't need solo view or nothing like that. It's not like a
I'm
rant
gonna
to yell and scream or nothing. It's just
my
conversation.
hand or
It's my observation as a
Go for it.
Sixer fan from outside of the Philly area.
Yeah.
And also we have the Eagles and Steeler game, which was this weekend, and I don't have much to say about that, but the better team won. The better team won. It was obvious throughout that game. Like I said, I mean, I don't get too much. There's a reason I'm gonna bring it back, but as far as the football thing goes, the better team won. But any fan base is gonna have a million excuses. Pittsburgh fans did, but not as much. Philly fans,
Not as much.
they're graceful. They're not that graceful in winning. And I'm not, let me preface this by saying it's nobody in the Hardcore Sports Network, nobody that I watch streaming. This is just fans in general. My take as a Pittsburgh guy who loves the Sixers my whole life. And because my football team just played your football team and got our asses handed to us, there's a lot of fans out there going, but if he wouldn't have fumbled, if he wasn't, your team's way better than us. And the one thing I said earlier is you guys fixed your offensive line. That was a huge part. There's people out there bitching because this guy was hurt, that guy was hurt. Injuries happen. Ref calls, your guys were throwing punches and not getting calls. It happens. I mean, you're the better team. And then but it seems like a trend. I don't know. You guys would know, Philly fans and Philly content creators and people in chat, a lot better than I do. When you win, you love getting disrespectful and shoving it in the other guy's face. I get it. But when you lose, you give up. You lose faith. You don't follow your team when they're down. In general, not you guys.
I see where you're getting at.
So when the Sixers were down and the injuries happened, y'all lost faith. A lot of people, not everybody, and there's these people in every fan base. These people, no, I'm not even talking about him. In the fan bases, there's these people everywhere. There just seems to be a lot more in Philly when it happens. You guys want to give up. You hate your team when they're down. You want to quit on them. If I hear the words tank, curse, or injury bug one more time, I'm sick of it. You can't control those things.
Yeah.
Pros don't tank. There is no curse. And injuries happen. It's just a fact. Yeah. I was so disappointed. Yes, it's one of the worst starts for a team to lose all your best players, right? It sucks. But how many people gave up? You guys know it. You saw it. Teams in your chats, in your streams, and other streams, we're done. Tank. Go for the first pick. Lose all the games. trade Embiid, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. We suck. We're terrible. And then they come back and play phenomenal without Embiid. And then all the fans kind of switch back over. I just think, and I've heard some Philly fans, especially after the Steeler game, say, y'all got the best fan base in the world. When you win, you sure do. But when you lose, trash. I mean, why does there always have to be blame? There always has to be a reason. There always has to be, I mean, these Sixer fans are, Mitch, we talk about it all the time. Yeah. I don't really value some dude with 2 followers on Twitter that says something. I don't care. Okay, that doesn't
I don't
matter.
Either.
But there are legit media personalities and fans and people that hold a lot of weight in that. For now on, they're the Pennsylvania 76ers to me, period. I don't want to call them Philadelphia anymore. That's where I'm at. I'm frustrated with the fan base. I'm not from Philly. I don't live there. I'm not close. So you can blame it on that.
How far are you from there? I'm just curious.
It's about 5 or 6 hours a drive. It's almost a straight shot to Philly, but hour and a half flight.
That's why for WrestleMania you had to take a flight.
It's only an hour and a half flight. But I mean, it's like bad luck's going to happen. The Sixers had a lot. But to think they're not going to make the playoffs when over half the teams make it, or they're done, they're finished. Did it seem that way because of the best players getting hurt? Yeah, I will agree. I wasn't happy with it either. But why give up on your team? We saw with the Eagles last year at the end of the season. When you guys started falling and you collapsed, your fan base just gave up. Most of them, not all of them. I'm not saying all. There's great people out there.
I know who you're talking about.
And I'm not including the hardcore sports people because most of us, we're realistic. You know, we're accepting to other fans. And I'm not talking about batteries and snowballs or any shit like that. But it's like when your team's down, that's when it's a true test of your fandom, right?
Yeah.
Nicky's shaking his head. You're shaking. I mean, that's what the true test is. You guys, you stick by your team. You wait it out and see what happens and have hope. But the general consensus that I saw, and I could be wrong, maybe there's more Philly fans out there crawling out of the woodwork that don't give up on their team. You can't give up on your team in the beginning of the year. It's a long season. I've said that a million times. We've seen professional athletes step up. Mitch, what's my saying when people get hurt?
Next man up.
And that's what happens. Look what some of the guys off the bench, Drummond, Council, Yabusele, not the last game, but it's going to happen. Yabu did shit last game and they won. It's the game plan. Don't give up on your team, guys. I guess that's on my soapbox to say that. Don't give up. That's a true showing of you're not diehards if you give up. There's one of them. I'll call you out because you're here saying it, and Brian Pumper, wherever you are, you're another one.
He'll pop
Don't give up on your team, guys. Even if they're in last place all year long, you should still be rooting for your team. That's what die hard means. See, none of his messages make any sense now to me. They have no weight or validity after what he said before because he's given up on his team. Just because Maxey had a 20-point game, what did he do the last game? I'm sorry.
40.
Paul George, 10 points, 12 points every once in a while. What did he do last game?
30.
Yeah.
36, I think.
Without Embiid, we have a 40-point and a 30-point scorer. How many teams have 5 All-Stars? We have 4 that can start in the All-Star. Yeah, McCain's gone. It sucks. Embiid's not there. It sucks. We still have 2 that can be top players in the
You're
league.
good at math.
Why are we mad? Why are we mad? Why are we upset? You're allowed to be upset, teacher. Just stop giving up. I've seen people in chat say they want to switch teams. They don't want to be a fan of the 76ers anymore, or they're giving up.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
You're still a fan. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's allowed to their opinion. If you want to shit all over your team when they suck, by all means, go for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's when you're a die hard, and I'm sorry, take it for what it's worth. We lost. Die hard. Win or lose. Ever since 70s, when Bubby Brister was our quarterback, I love the Steelers.
Yeah.
When Mark Malone was our quarterback, I love the Steelers. We sucked. When your team sucks, Go
it
ahead.
sounded different with me. Like, you know why? You know what? I'm gonna save that for a second. But you know why a lot of people are down on their team? Because they have such high expectations in the beginning of the season with the predictions and record, like everything. So that is where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Like, I had us in like third or fourth right now. That could happen, but do I see it? Probably not.
If we get the team that played the last game, teams are in trouble. Even though it's Charlotte, you can say Charlotte sucks, they're not great or whatever. But to see those players gel, I didn't think Maxey and PG were ever going to gel. They played well together. I was afraid the Paul George thing, I think he's more of a compliment if Embiid is in the game. If it was McCain, Paul George, Embiid, that's a nice little setup. You got a playmaker, you got your shooter, you got the big guy.
Yep.
But Maxey will have games where he has 16 points. He'll also drop 40 to 50 a few times this year. Stop with the hate. I've seen people say Maxey's done. We put too much faith in Maxey last year. Look, now he sucked. Where are they at now after a 40-point game? You can't give up. People have bad games. Professional athletes make mistakes. They have off nights, right? I'm interested on Nikki's thoughts on all this.
Yeah, Nikki, go for it. If you say your team sucks, then it's the Wizards.
Okay.
Go for it, Nikki.
Start with the Sixers. I was thinking about doing a video about this later, about Embiid, how his biggest weakness has somewhat hurt the team this year so far, and that biggest weakness is durability. And, he's had that throughout his career, and here we are this year, he's not available, and it's the reason why a lot of people are disappointed in the Sixers. And as far as what Blaze said about giving up on the team and bandwagon fans, these fans that want to say they're giving up on them or thinking about it, they weren't around during the 2013 to 2016 phase when the Sixers were the laughing stock of the NBA.
Right.
They don't remember that. All the failed draft picks during that time period, some of whom didn't even play a single game. Sam Hinkie, and how some people were trying to say trust the process, but others wanted Sam Hinkie gone. People don't remember that. How people were just, livid with Sam Hinkie. They thought he was the worst GM. People are calling us the disgrace to professional sports. If you want to switch teams now, you clearly don't remember that era of the Sixers.
Amen.
And
a great point.
Here's a little bit of hot take about that, Nikki. Here's a little bit of a hot take. People back then who were really watching the Sixers back then, like us three, the fans knew that they weren't going to do as much because how bad we are, how bad they were tanking, but the young guys were playing hard. They were playing hard. They were more athletic. They wanted to be out there and compete. Now we got these older players that still want to compete that can't hang. So, are you happy?
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree. You saw what Eric Gordon can do the other night too.
I said this.
We haven't seen anything out of Kyle Lowry all year. I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
You said that. I didn't.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. We haven't seen anything out of him. But here's the thing.
I know.
He still can give us a decent game. He's not. If he's playing 30 minutes, 40 minutes, then it's a problem. He should be a 10 to 15 minute player, situation based. And with all these injuries, I want to see more players get some opportunity. I want to see more players have a chance to prove themselves.
Yep.
And if my memory serves me right, since the injuries, I'm just bringing it up just to reaffirm.
They won. Sixers won like what?
Downton and Justin Edwards are going to get opportunity where they didn't when everybody else was healthy.
Yeah, they should.
Justin Edwards, I've said it before, even though he's a Kentucky guy, I'm going to preach about him because he was a top recruit coming out of high school, top 5 in the country. So this dude has talent.
I'm still shocked that he fell out of the draft.
Well, he didn't live up to expectations at Kentucky either. So can he be a good role player? Does he have talent? Yes, but he needs that opportunity. Would he get that opportunity if the whole team was healthy? No. So maybe we get another gem or two coming up that can prove. Council is he's inconsistent. I love his game when he's on, but he's inconsistent. He's got tons of skill. But here's one thing about Embiid. And you can't even, that's a stupid ass comment too.
It's Dark Lumen.
Who do you think is really upset about Embiid's injuries all the time? Don't you think he is? Don't you think he wants to be the greatest of all time? He's got to be so frustrated. With all that talent and he's never had a full year, don't you think he hates the fact that he can't stay healthy too? He's not soft. I should share the video of a big Sixer coverage guy who said, here's all the injuries of Embiid. He's had this, he's had this, he's had this. The last word you should be calling him is soft, because any of us has one or two of those injuries, our career is over. He's a huge dude with an injury problem. I'm not denying that. But it has to be so. It has to. I'm frustrated with it too, because I know the potential he could give us.
Yeah.
But I really don't think the answer, pardon the AI pun, is the process. The answer is a whole different ball game now. It's the McCains and the Oubres and the Maxis. They're breaking records, 70, 80 threes a game. You got to have shooters.
I'm glad you're not talking about practice.
I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a.
I mean, Embiid can knock a three down every once in a while, but it's just the injuries he's had, and it's not a broken nose. I've had my nose broken like 4 or 5 times. If you break the cartilage of your nose, yeah, you might be able to strap
it's
up
like
and get back out there.
It's like right here.
It's a sinus fracture.
Yeah. My dad told me all about that, so I know. I know that.
And when I had my broken nose, my nose was here, underneath my eye.
How'd you break it?
Baseball, curveball that didn't curve.
A curveball that didn't curve?
Yeah, I waited for it, and it wasn't a curveball I thought it was. Hit me right in the nose, and moved my nose over here. A
curveball that didn't curve. That's a new one.
Sinus fractures, man, I felt bad. I mean, it didn't look as bad as it was when he fell. Why? Because he falls all the time. We're used to him falling, grabbing something, and it being nothing. This wasn't nothing. His face is broken, people. That's a lot of pain.
Again, remember last year he had cerebral palsy, whatever it's called?
And it sucks. It sucks that it's happened to him as a Steeler fan.
I'm
as a Sixer fan. But it's the Pennsylvania 76ers now. I don't want to associate myself with Philly fans anymore.
Okay.
Except for you guys. It doesn't include
halftime
or you or Nikki. I have to put that in there because everyone's going to come at me. It doesn't include the people here. There's a couple of people in your chats that I've seen, but it's not. You know, these we want the team to come back around. He's had faith. He admitted they can come back, and they did better. I watched his stream the other night.
Wait, halftime? You said that? Because you told me that they could never make the playoffs.
Well, he said maybe they will make the playoffs. I could be wrong. I mean, you never know. That's what I'm saying. You could see a team play bad.
From the halftime thing.
I mean, that 40-30 was crazy. 40-30 was insane. And if they can do that more against better teams, we'll see. We don't know yet. I know, teacher.
I love Dark
I just don't want people to give up on their teams, man. Being upset and frustrated happens. I am too. I don't want the Sixers to be under 10 wins this far in the season.
Nah.
But a team like this is healthy at the right time late in the season and makes even the play-in dangerous.
Yeah. I'm glad you actually said that.
And when I can't click on messages. I tried to click on the one with the
which one?
If I hear the words
which
tank,
video?
Curse, or injury bug, your opinion is no longer valid to me.
What video did you want?
There goes halftime. Sorry.
That's exactly what I was going to tell you.
It's called shit happens. It's called bad luck. There's no injury bug.
Shit happens. This is not Forrest Gump.
It's bad luck. It's horrible. It's terrible that it happened to McCain and Embiid. We should be thanking God we got a bunch of other good players. We can still compete. No team ever should tank or want to lose. Teacher, I'd like to grab you, take you into the facility with the 76ers, sit in front of the whole team and talk to them about it. There's no tanking. You got bonuses. Vic, go back and watch my talk in the beginning, bro. There's no tanking. No professional athlete wants to tank. They need to win. Dummies. They need to win to support their families, the people that work for them.
Halftime, you're picking a game.
Now, let me play devil's advocate. Are there people in organizations that wish their team would lose? Yes.
Oh, my God, yes.
Of course there are.
Look at the Wizards.
But players, there could be a couple players out there that don't give a shit, but people that are professionals need to win. They're not tanking for anything. Getting Cooper Flagger, one of those Rutgers guys, doesn't guarantee anything. They're the Pennsylvania 76ers now. Because I don't want to be associated in a fan base from a city who gives up on their team when they don't win. Oubre is playing phenomenal, but he's situational
He's like up
too.
And down. He's like up and down.
It's based. Now look, listen.
Last game he stepped up in the fourth quarter.
Oubre stepped up. Yabusele didn't play that much because Oubre was stepping up. I'm good with that. There's a give or take. You got two good players. You should be happy.
Here's a different thing from tanking and what Daryl Morey is doing. Daryl Morey, Blake, can you agree with me on this? That he built a roster that is not good to compete right now. Can you say that?
Well, here's the issue. It needs to shift. It's not the process anymore. They can't build around Embiid.
I know, that's the thing.
So it all needs to change.
We're talking about Embiid and injuries. That makes me think about it. That's a great segue into who has the best career, no injuries. Because
if they make the postseason, some of them get playoff bonuses, dumbasses. God, team players don't tank.
Anyways, I love that segue Nikki had.
Fans are the only ones that tank. If you use the word tank, you're tanking on your team.
Oh no!
I knew I'd get passionate once it got going. I'm just like halftime said. I just want them to play well, but we can't expect Maxey to drop 30 to 40 every game. We can't expect Embiid to be healthy. We can't wait for McCain to come back. We can't expect Oubre to do that every game. We can't expect Yabu to do that every game. But if one of them is doing good each game, we're good.
Here's the thing about injuries, and then I'm going to go into the next topic. It is so hard for the fan base right now to go to a game because you don't know when that player's going to play or not.
Yeah. That's...
Sixers case. Perfect case. You don't know when Joel Embiid, but I did say I don't want to go to a game. But if they're going up against like Wembanyama or if they're going up against Sengun, Steph or something, I would want to go see Steph play. Yeah. I would want to see Wembanyama play or something. Yes, he does. Trust me and him talk about this all the time. He does. Trust me.
You're using the word wrong.
That's it.
I know what you're trying to say. I know what the fans are trying to say. They're just used to saying tank and that's bad because you're used to your team losing. You're okay with your team losing. Damn, that's sad, people.
Blaze sent me this picture to
Injury
talk
transition.
about.
Injury transition, yeah.
There you go. So, Blaze, you want to discuss this you sent me?
I saw this as I was scrolling through, and we talk about injuries, and I'm always a big advocate that says, injuries and referees, you can't control them. Why complain about them? But they're a fact. Referees screw up. Sometimes it costs teams the game. Let's go back to the Rockets game. There were two big fouls at the end. They shouldn't have won. It shouldn't have came down to that. What? I think it was it Rockets Warriors?
Yes.
Because Steph got fouled, and Podziemski got fouled.
Yes.
Shit happens. Golden State should have never let that come down.
He got so mad because I was talking to him. He was mad. Blaze was mad, but then it was it was the Warriors, not separate.
The Warriors should have never been in that position. Steph taking that 3 with time left was dumb. Yeah, it was the Warriors-Rockets game. Then you see all the still frames after the game where the arm is definitely being fouled on 2 of those 3s late in the game. But that's where I think replay needs to help that, not the refs. Refs, they're human. They're going to make mistakes. They're never perfect.
So, let's
but they're right a lot more than they're wrong, right?
Who would have the best career out of these five?
It's Derrick Rose. It's Derrick Rose. I'd have, even though he's a Dookie, Grant Hill very close. McGrady.
For me, it's McGrady.
Yeah, it could be too. I mean, I think Yao was limited by his mobility and stuff like that. He was still a force defensively and everything. I just think Derrick Rose has that untapped potential that he could have averaged 30, took a team to the finals. He's a closer, a shooter, a driver. He had everything. Grant Hill did too, but I would give a slight edge to D Rose for me. But there's reason to put all of them, so there's no wrong answer. Let me put that.
There is none. I'm curious to say with Nikki. Nikki, who are you picking in this?
Out of these guys, I gotta go with D Rose because that early point, I compare that to what Brandon Roy did, what Yao Ming did, Grant Hill, T-Mac. Derrick Rose was the most explosive and dominant during his peak out of those guys before injuries caught up to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For me, I gotta go. I'll say it again. Tracy McGrady, just because of his handle, just because of his scoring ability, he can take over a game. We've seen that multiple times. So
I kind of went. Which one of these players won an MVP?
Derrick Rose.
I think he could have won a lot of them if he was healthy.
Oh yeah, he could have won a lot. Yeah. How many All-Star games was McGrady
in that? We talked about when he retired. Those 3 years were just phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm kind of with R2 on this one about Brandon Roy.
Yeah. But that's what this is all about. If they didn't have any injuries, who has the best career?
I got to go McGrady. I'm still going McGrady.
Yeah, because his could be with championships, too. What could the Bulls or when Rose win championships? I don't know.
Can someone look up how many All-Star games McGrady's been to?
But
I think McGrady was like in 5.
Getting past LeBron.
8.
Maybe when LeBron returned to the Cavs, D Rose, a fully healthy as peak D Rose could have led them in 2015. Because remember, D Rose 2015 was healthy for the playoffs. They won 2 games against the Cavs. If D Rose was at his full potential, maybe they win in 7 and they make it to the 2015 finals. But I still think the Warriors would have beaten them.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have seen them making a finals against the Warriors during that stretch, but falling short. Maybe even 2018, when the Eastern Conference was pretty weak, they could have made it to the finals. But they would have had to go against the super team Warriors with KD. And
here's another name that he did not get injured. I mean, he did get injured in like the biggest part of his career. 7-time All-Star. Thank you, R2.
That's incredible.
Thank you. It was 7. Chris Paul. If he did not get injured against the Warriors then, I believe the Rockets could have taken out the Warriors.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. If Chris Paul did not get injured in that game.
Did you guys hear the quote from Dwayne Wade about LeBron recently?
Say it again?
He said he made LeBron. He said when LeBron came down to Miami, he taught him how to be a champion. He was already a champion. Dwayne Wade was already a champion. I'm not saying he made LeBron what he was, but he said he turned LeBron into a champion. He taught him how to be a champion, taught him how to be a team player. And look how LeBron's game changed after he played with Dwayne Wade. So I kind of give a little bit of credit to that. Not a lot of people talk about it.
It was Dwayne Wade's team. Yeah. Dwayne Wade's team is Miami. It was not LeBron's. No.
But LeBron's career after that, he was, I think he got that little edge he needed from people like Dwayne Wade and people on that Heat team, Pat Riley, and the leadership too. I think that he did. I don't think he had that same type of guidance when he was in Cleveland at first. So down in Miami, I think that really kicked him into the right gear because then he went and became a champion in Cleveland and LA. You know what I mean? I'm not giving Dwayne Wade the credit for LeBron's skills, but maybe a lot of his mindset from that point forward could be. You got a team on your team that can really help you. I think Dwayne Wade really helped him.
Yes, because you can also point to LeBron's mental toughness. Early his first run in Cleveland, that seemed to be an MIA factor. He seemed to quit on the team at numerous clutch points, like the 07 finals, the 2010 series against the Celtics. You could say early in Miami, he still had that problem, but then the more time he had to play with D Wade, he improved on it. And that played a role in his comeback in 2016, or even the 2018 Eastern Conference Finals, coming back 3-1 against Boston. Or him carrying the team in 2015 with most of the team injured.
That's it. And that's where I'm going with it. It's very, very well put. Exactly. I couldn't explain it as well. So thank you, Nikki, for explaining it even better. Because if it comes from one person, it doesn't have as much value if someone else can kind of back it up and give it more worth. And that's it. I'm not trying to say Dwayne Wade gave him skills, but maybe his mentality, like Nikki kind of put.
It was mentality and leadership for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
and
LeBron.
And everything. Pat Riley, the coaches, everything that he had there was a different structure. And I think you saw that going forward with LeBron. I think he realizes he's in his decline now too, because he even said, "I ain't gonna miss no games this year." And now now it's a big wonder why now people are saying, "I wonder why he's missing games." Is it an injury? Is it something else? Is it mentally?
Yeah.
Is it emotionally? Is it Diddy? I don't
know. Now LeBron did say this in his time in Miami. Since LeBron did not go to college, he treated that like his college. He treated that like it's time for him to have fun, to learn, and that's what Dwayne Wade was there for. Mario Chalmers, Shane Battier. Arguably, this is an hot take, I guess. Not really. Shane Battier is one of my favorite power forwards of all time. He does not get any credit. I'm telling you, he was originally he was like a Rashard Lewis, right? Space the floor, shoot the three. He was the original small ball. Pause.
Yep.
Yeah, and then here comes halftime. I hope the Sixers play as good as they did the other night.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to hope for that because we've seen brilliancy here and then. I mean, it's good. I mean, there's going to be down days where they lose to a team they should beat. There's going to be days where Maxey can't break 20. We got to hope that Paul George drops 30 that game. That Oubre shoots like he did the other night. Maybe Yabusele gets a double-double with rebounds. Drummond's defense. Drummond's defense. Oubre's defense. The team's playing defense now. No one plays tons. Look what Oklahoma City does when they play defense.
Look what the Thunder did last night. Look what the Thunder did last night against the Thunder. I mean, look what the Bucks did against the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, you notice when these teams can up their defense even more. And Arku even said it earlier. SGA had an off night. When SGA has an off night, you're in trouble. You need to, and they have a lot of role players.
Last night wasn't that great a night for them scoring wise.
Yeah, when that happens, you can't always expect a lead.
Yeah, he had the Knicks winning it all.
I have no idea. Right at this point, it's really hard to guess. It's really hard to guess. It's the Christmas thing.
I'm going with Boston.
I know that's only a week away.
I know.
It's only a week away because you always think like, I said it earlier. He's not done what we expected him to do. He's been inconsistent. He's not been good. We haven't got what we want from Kyle Lowry, but you can't give up on someone who is a veteran who has proved it in the past. He's playing terrible right now. I can't argue that.
So, Blaze also sent me this.
Yeah, as I scroll through Facebook, Instagram Reels and stuff like this, I find some of these things I think perfect for conversation and banter and debate here. And once again, there's no wrong answer in this scenario at all. These are arguably the 10 greatest players of all time. You can throw in some more, but in the last few eras, the 10 of the greatest players of all time. Now,
so basically, this is like creating your own starting five.
Yes, and for me,
pretty much.
I sit here and I looked at it and I went, okay, but I have reasoning why I have each one because you have to. You can't just say I'll take these 5 because the other 5 are damn good too. There's no wrong.
I know.
What's up, Cheese?
So, Blaze, go for it. Who do you have?
So,
let's start off with you.
Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to eliminate people.
This is what Victor has: Curry, Magic, Kobe, Shaq, LeBron.
All right. So starting from the left, I do want Magic, Curry, and Michael. If I have Michael, I don't need Kobe, or if I have Magic, I don't need LeBron.
Right.
If I have Shaq, I don't need Olajuwon. There's no wrong answer. So
it's like vice versa. This whole thing is vice versa.
Yeah, I got Magic, Steph, Michael, and Shaq. My 4th
is Dirk.
I don't need someone like him. Because I'm talking about I don't need Duncan either. I want KD. I want him to be able to come outside and shoot and go inside.
So no LeBron. Okay.
No, because I got Mike.
You
I don't need
weren't
LeBron.
really a big LeBron fan, though.
I mean, if Mike wasn't in there, it would be either Kobe or LeBron because you need that egotistical, take over the game type of player.
So we got Jordan, Kobe, Hakeem, Magic, and Shaq.
A lot of Lakers in there. You're a Laker fan,
aren't you? That's a big lineup.
That's almost all Lakers. Can you get
Curry, MJ, Kobe, Dirk, Shaq, and then he debated KD. So, Nikki, how about you? Who do you have?
In this one, I'm going to go with Magic,
Okay.
Kobe.
Okay.
Magic, Kobe, KD.
Okay.
I'd love to see Magic and Kobe play together. My goodness.
Duncan.
Duncan.
Oh,
okay.
I love Duncan.
And Shaq. I'm kind of going like a team USA thing. I would say you go Kobe, Shaq, because there's some chemistry there.
Yep.
Right.
And like an all-time team USA, of course. I feel like KD, he could play with some of these guys. But then again, I'll actually go LeBron in that spot because we've seen LeBron and Kobe play together on an Olympic team.
You got 3 Lakers too.
And then Kobe and Shaq played together. So,
so
I'll just even though I know,
donuts. Yeah. So for me, I got Magic because I want some defense. I don't want someone who could shoot threes. So I'm going with Magic. I'm going with Jordan. I'm going with. You know what? I'll take LeBron. 3. 4. I'm going to save the 4. 5. Give me Shaq. 4. Dirk.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
answers.
There is no wrong answer here, but here's the specific reason I want Dirk. Not just because of the floor spacing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That fadeaway jump shot is unguardable. It's unguardable. No one
can. The dream shake. No one picked Olajuwon.
Where's Kareem? I would have picked Kareem
Lakers
instead
out
of
there
Shaq.
Already, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I would have picked Kareem over Shaq.
I know he's your all-time great. I get it.
Thank you.
I actually saw an interview with Kareem just the other day, and they asked him, "Are you better than Mike?" He says, "I'm not better than Michael, but I was definitely the best in my time." And I was like, "That's a perfect answer." Because it's a different type of player, different era. So I love when professional athletes don't buy into that GOAT shit.
Is he better than Wilt? For me, he is. Is he better than Wilt?
For me, his time was the 80s. Wilt was the 70s.
So it was Bill Russell in the 70s with Wilt. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't around then.
Yeah, I'm same thing, Totes, with LeBron in LA. A lot of LA fans are kind of like we are with Embiid in Pennsylvania. I can't say Philadelphia now. It's the Pennsylvania 76ers.
So Robert brings up a good point, though.
Yeah.
What's good, Blaze? Kind of cool how Pittsburgh and Philly fans unite for the Sixers. I heard McCain had a successful surgery. If we didn't know what the injury happened, does that mean it's less severe?
Let me say this
honestly, I have to give props to McCain here because a lot of players will play through it, but he knew something was up, and he's like, you know what? I need to get something checked out. Something doesn't feel right.
Good for him. TikTok's
so
going to Supreme
for
Court.
His age too.
He's in trouble. TikTok's going to Supreme Court. It's probably going to end. It's probably going to go away. It's probably going to be banned in the United States. So he'll just be doing YouTube
who
shorts
wants
and stuff.
that? Why would you even bring that up now?
Because he's Mr. TikTok. He got out of surgery and did a fucking TikTok.
What about it? What's wrong with that? That's how he makes money, Blaze.
Your personal health should be more important than your TikTok. And it's not that he does TikTok. It's
that's how he makes money.
Get better, Jared McCain. We miss you.
Yeah.
But just to go back to the Roberts comment real quick.
Yeah. Here, let me bring it up.
I said it earlier. For those who weren't here, as a Sixer fan, I won't refer to them as the Philadelphia Sixers because your fan base is shit when your teams lose. You give up. You want to tank. You say you suck. You want to take different. You want to like other teams. We saw that. We see that with the Eagles when they don't do good. And I'm not talking about the Hardcore Sports Network and people that I'm here with. I'm talking about fan base in general. Your fan base gives up when your team doesn't do well, and I can't roll with that. So they're the Philadelphia 76ers, now the Pennsylvania 76ers, and injuries are going to happen. It sucks. I said it earlier. It's terrible, but don't give up on your team just because a couple guys get hurt. Next man up, and look what happened. Let's just be patient with the 76ers, guys. Let's just be a little patient. We got a lot of talent on this team. It could be a lot worse. It could be the Nets worrying about who's leaving in a couple weeks. Cam Johnson's probably out. So many players are going to be gone. That team's going to suck for longer. Be happy. We have all-stars. We can still make the playoffs and do a dent. If Embiid comes back and is healthy and takes a back seat to Maxey, because yes, I'll say it, this is Maxey's team. Fight me.
Halftime brings up I don't know if it's a good point, but it is a point. Whenever someone says it's Maxey's team, he needs to score at least 30.
No, he doesn't. Nope.
For me, I said
it's still a team.
For me, this is what if Embiid was healthy, I had Embiid with 30, Maxey with 25, 26, and Paul George with 20 to 22.
If Maxey gets a 20-10 game and Paul George has 35, I'm talking Maxey, 20 points, 10 assists. Paul George drops 35 or something. It's very frustrating to be a Sixer fan. I'm not disagreeing with that at all right now, people. But there's too many out there giving up. And you can't do that if you want to call yourself a diehard fan. That's my only point.
I think Art Koo was one of these people. He was like, Mitch, how do you do streams of watching these games? And then Blaze, you said...
Because you're a basketball fan. That's because you love hoops.
It's a fan. Yep.
We love hoops.
My team's going through a rut, but I'm still here.
I'll say this again. This goes for everything. When you're winning, it's easy to be a fan. The true test of being a fan is when you lose, when times are tough, when your players get hurt, when times are down. But then you got to have faith. Where's the faith in Philly? There's no faith in Philadelphia.
You ready for this?
There's great fans out there. Please don't put me out there and say I said all Philly fans suck.
No.
Philly has more negative fans than the typical fan base. That's where I'm getting at. When you guys are down, half of your fan base quits or shits on your team. Ooh, I like that. Quits or shits.
You're going to use that a lot more now.
Don't quit on your team or shit on your team, no matter how they're doing. Have some faith.
But you ready for this?
Believe in Joe Hendry, says Greg. There you go. Okay,
Denise is not here. What, you're gonna DM her now? It should be like Mitch clapped. But you know what? I'm gonna make a call out.
She's actually here.
Mitchell, you better not clap.
That's not what she sounds like.
Oh, Denise was here to say hi to you. There she is.
That was not
being
her.
Nice this time. She was being nice that time.
But I'm gonna make a call out here. You know my guy Dibes? I did post games with him. He stopped doing post games ever since the Sixers sucked.
Oh gosh, I don't even want to get into
Why? Just keep going. I watch your post game over there. Shout out to Stream Punk Sports. Definitely check them out. Mitch and some of the guys over there. And I look at the chat and I look at some of the people that what they put in there. You guys are giving up on your team.
That's Steve. Yeah, me and Steve. I gotta talk to him actually, but we're a great team when it comes to Sixers post games. We're a great team.
You guys do a good job.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Close enough.
It says Schrader put up Robs again. Go Knicks. Ooh, we got a Knicks guy in here. Shout out to the Knicks 100 AGM.
Yep.
Second round not McKinney. It's tough to say with his injury. We'll see.
It's still early.
Yeah, there we go. That's Robert Schrader. The shitty comments he's made before, that's the attitude you got to have. If they make the playoffs, they can do damage.
Hey, and we go Maxey's an all-star caliber player.
He's still a top 15 scorer. Like I said a couple weeks ago, there's only 2 players averaging over 30. Yabba dabba doo. Oh, you want to?
It's yabba dabba doo, Scooby Doo.
We do have one player who's taken a little bit of a step up in their overall game too, and that's Cade Cunningham.
Yep, and Cade Cunningham right now is having an all-star season.
Yeah.
People have him in the rankings in the top 5 in guards, so I want to talk to you. Cade Cunningham an all-star this year, despite Detroit being lower?
I think he's an all-star, but he's not going to get as much credit in that market with that team.
Right.
And he's improved each year. He's getting better and better. And Detroit's not horrible. They're not horrible. They've shown some signs that they can play some ball. They have some young talent that can do some damage. Ron Holland. That dude might be a star. That dude's phenomenal. I'm a fan of his. But I like seeing teams that have been perennial shit start to do better. And and start to climb out of that hole. And Cade Cunningham, he's in his third year?
Yep.
It's to be over 23 points in the NBA right now and to average for 3 years over 20 is good, really good.
He's averaging a double-double.
Yeah, it's a very competitive league.
Averaging a double-double, 24 points, 8 boards, 10 assists.
Yeah, your boy
His
Paul Reed
shooting
got
splits
cut.
of 45, 39, and 78.
Paul Reed got cut and then re-signed there, Nick.
I know.
They cut him and then put him down to the minimum or something. Good for him.
Why?
Would you rather be cut and not get picked up by another team?
I'd rather get released and pick up by who picked him up though? It's Detroit again.
People, to be honest, Blaze, the people that like me to start end up hating me, the people that hate me to start end up liking me. It only makes sense you like my last comment. Life is weird. Yeah, well, you're making sense now. You're being real.
He was
Listen, don't react to your impulses. I think that's where most of this comes from. Philly fans, they want to react to their impulse. We suck. We're horrible. Let's give up. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Kind of let it settle, let it marinate a little bit, and think about your team. How blessed we are to have this team, and we still have hope. Cade's an all-star. Is he a starter? That's where I'm iffy. I don't think he's got
because
I think
now
Maxey
aren't they going back to the Eastern and Western Conference? Then we have to look at all the guards in the East.
It's three all-star teams and the young guys. They were just shitting all over it on NBA Today.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So how they pick the three, I don't know. It's going to be 3 teams of 8 players because they're not adding more all-stars. So there will be no benches, but 2 or 3 players.
And then the Rising Stars will be the 4th. So
it'll be
Wembanyama. It'll be Wembanyama.
The winner of the Rising Stars will be the 3rd team. And they're hoping that kind of drives the other 3. We don't want to lose to the rookies and sophomores. And now drive the rookies. It's a broken here. Let's talk about this before we go to the next segment. And this is ratings. Everyone's saying the NBA since 2012 is down 50%, 48% in ratings.
Yes.
First and foremost, ratings have changed. People watch, crack streams. We all watch the games legally, don't we? So ratings can be skewed. Are the ratings down? Yes, tremendously compared to football, baseball, hockey, all that stuff is up. Breaking records, basketball's not. Now, do I see 4-point play and crazy shit like that? No. But they need to do something to fix it. I shared something in the group chat earlier what the Suns are doing. $2 hot dogs, $2 water, $3 burger. They're making everything dirt cheap at the concession stand. That's one way to get some more fans there. What changes in the game we need to make it better again? I don't know. I'm glad I'm not making that decision. But I am on board with changes need to be made if they want to start bringing fans back. Because I can understand why some fans don't enjoy the game now that enjoyed it 20 years ago.
They're traveling.
It's tough. That's tough. Yeah. It's so tough. The fouls, the traveling, it's like I don't know what there's no one thing they need to change. But they're going to change something. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. But dropping prices at the arena and stuff, that's big. That's going to make more people want to go. Ticket prices, drop them. You can afford to. Let's make it affordable for the common man to go to an NBA game. Let's do more during the game. Every arena does tacos or a burger or something if you make 2 free or miss 2 free throws or whatever that shit is. So they're trying. But the game, I wouldn't say horrible. Why are you a Knicks fan if the game's horrible? Why are you a basketball fan if it's horrible? That's a real question. I'm not knocking you. I want to know. And you're yelling it too with all caps. So you just yelled. You just said,
it's horrible. Everyone is a star.
So it's I'm frustrated. There's a lot of frustrations being an NBA fan, but I love the game. I understand. Yeah, Mavs are doing it. I understand things have changed. The rules are different. But something has to change to get more people to want to watch it. Then, if you've been a fan that long, dude, first of all, stop yelling. and don't call it. It's not horrible. Is it horrible from time to time or bad, hard to watch because it's different? Yeah. It can be frustrating.
A lot of my friends go to college now.
There's a little button on the left side of On the left side of your keyboard, Nick, it says caps lock. Just, click it once. Thank you.
Loud noises.
Vic, I love you, Vic.
He's like, Blaze, I think the Spurs messed it all up with the start of rest management, and I blame Greg Popovich for it. People can't relate to not showing up to work, especially when you make tens of millions.
I'll kind of agree. I don't like rest management and stuff either. However, bigger, faster, stronger. All the players are bigger, they're faster, and they're stronger than they were in the 70s, the 80s, and even the 90s. These players and science is better. The game has changed. I'm not making excuses. Would I like the game to be more exciting throughout the whole season? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Arku, where I sit in the 100 section.
Dark Lumen's comment. You'll love it, Mitch.
If you want to be more entertaining, watch some Jordan Poole. It depends on where he's playing it. Look at the Olympics, no fundamentals.
Look at the Olympics, no fundamentals for USA. Stop yelling, please.
That's not. Yep. Yeah. All right. So let's go back to this. So,
if you want to say
Nikki,
there's no fundamentals, they wouldn't be dribbling the ball or shooting it.
Alrighty, with that.
So,
being
Nikki, Cade Cunningham an All-Star this year?
He's been certainly improving, and he's been putting up some all-star caliber numbers, but if he does end up making it, he's not going to be the main guy. But then with the new all-star format, who knows? Under the traditional format, he might get in as a reserve.
There's going to be 15 starters this year. Sorry to interrupt you. There's not just 10 starters, there's 15.
No, there's 20. No, 20.
Well, you can't count them because we don't know who won yet.
It doesn't matter. There's still going to be a fourth team.
But those will be voted for. Yeah, but I'm saying when there's going to be 15 NBA All-Star starters.
Yes, but then there's going to be another team.
The vote. I'm talking about voting and rankings.
Got it.
So there's 5 more. So Nikki, maybe Cade sneaks in like 14 or 15. I don't know. He might
be. That depends on.
I think he'll go in over LaMelo Ball this year.
That's true. If he keeps Nikki just said it depends on how Cade does this next month, and that's fact. If he balls out the next month, he's up in the top 15. Let me look at scoring. Scoring's not everything. I know stats don't tell the whole story. Shout out to my man Halftime. But we got Giannis. Well, now we got 3 players averaging 30. Actually, 4. LaMelo's up there now. Giannis,
yeah, LaMelo was there
Jokic,
before he got injured.
SGA, Melo, Luka, Tatum, AD, Edwards, Fox. Is Fox a starter? I think maybe. Lillard, Booker, Maxey, Brunson, Towns, Wagner. There's your top 15. Scoring, which isn't everything. But to voters, that's going to mean most. That's going
to mean the most, yeah.
Yeah, and now, it's possible. Remember, it's also a popularity contest.
Yes.
Part. So Wagner could get the edge if everything keeps going the direction it's trending because he's getting more notoriety.
Plus,
performance this season.
Just outside that 15, Tyler Hero having a great year, but not as popular. People don't know him that much. Kyrie, he could get more votes for popularity. Jaylen Brown, Wemby, he's 19. He could get more votes for popularity. Cade is 21 right now. Steph is 24. He's going to get votes. LeBron's going to get votes. So there's LeBron and Curry. You might as well chalk them up unless LeBron's still taking time off. That's going to knock some names off. It's going to be very interesting.
You're forgetting about another player. If he was playing, he would get right in that spot. Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, he's missed like most of the season, hasn't he?
But he's missed too much time.
You're forgetting about Maxey also. Maxey will get the vote.
Maxey's he's 12th in scoring, dude.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he should be guaranteed to get a start.
He should.
Earlier, someone posted something about Nuggets trading for LaVine. That's worth conversation. Porter, and I forget who the other guy, Michael Porter Jr. and another guy, maybe they're in talks. Nuggets trying to get LaVine. I'm not giving up on LaVine.
Think that's going to work.
Why not?
LaVine will be a good third option. He doesn't have to be the number one anymore.
No, and there might have to be a third team to make that work, though, Nikki.
There has to be.
There might be a third team involved to make it work, but that's just the first rumor, and you know how we feel about rumors around here. Until it happens, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But LaVine, people were like last year. Remember last year we were talking. No one wanted LaVine. No one was even thinking about it. So to consider possibly adding him to a team with Westbrook and Jokic.
You know why? Because last year the Bulls were better without LaVine. They were better without him. Now they're better with him.
It's time to move on from him anyway.
And another Chicago Bull who's having an all-star caliber year, Nikola Vucevic, the center. He's been killing it.
I'm still a big.
He's shooting like fan. What, 42% from three or something like that? Yeah, Harden. Don't get Blaze started on Harden.
Look, here's the surprise: Tyrese Halliburton is 50th in scoring. You think
and I'm
Indiana's
still number
upset?
one in fantasy.
Where are you at in the football league?
Football, I'm done. I already told you I gave that up. I already told you I gave that up.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. As a Sixer fan,
I'm tied with Nikki and Nick in fantasy
as a Sixer
right
fan, Max, they're both named Tyrese, which is a coincidence, but Maxey and Tyrese Halliburton have both risen to All-Star at the same time. We got Maxey at 12th. Would you rather be a Pacer fan with your best player at 50th in scoring? Count your blessings, Sixer fans. Count your blessings. I mean, but here's the thing with Tyrese Halliburton. Dude can blow up and get right up into the top 20 like this. He's that good.
Yeah.
But that team look what they did last year. Now, count your blessings, Sixer fans. Man, that voting for All-Stars is going to be very interesting. Yeah, the Bynum
I was
shit.
really
disappointed.
Don't even get me started on that.
Who was that Cavalier guy that was drafted first overall? It was a big flop too. The big guy.
Anthony Bennett.
Yes.
Here's a name. I actually saw him work out years ago. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Remember him?
Yeah, I enjoyed his game in college. These are reasons why you don't tank. You want Anthony Bennett? You want Bynum? It's a big risk when you're drafting these kids who have only played 1 or 2 college years. Look, where was Maxey? 20th in the first round?
Yeah.
20th, I believe. You ain't got to have the top 10 pick to get a star in the NBA. Tanking is dumb.
Yeah.
With the lottery, even more so.
Yeah. Let's go right into Sam's on the Jimmy Butler report because he's been getting called out on Twitter here. He's been called out, but he's standing by his post. He's standing by what he reported. And that's what you need to do. That is what you need to do. And I have a lot of credit for Sam's right now. How about you, Blaze?
It's got to be tough to be him because every word you say is going to be scrutinized and you're going to be wrong. And when I saw him on McAfee and he said, I'm going to stick by that. My source is very reliable. Just because that player's agent blasted him and said, there's no way it's happening. Well, that makes sense. Wouldn't the agent want to deflect it and make it seem like it's not happening? But I mean, if someone comes to Shams or he has these solid sources and they say this is a possibility, doesn't mean it's definitely happening. You got to take everything that someone like Shams says as possibilities. He's not out there spitting facts. It's definitely happening. He's got to speculate. He's got to try to prospect and guess whose word is right or might happen or what way. I do not envy being him at all. He's under a microscope 24/7. God bless the dude because he's very smart when it comes to hoops and stuff.
He's young. He's
but I
younger
won't
than me.
shit on him for that. I won't shit on him for if he doesn't go to the Suns, hold it against him. You're not going to be right all the time. You're going to be wrong most of the time trying to get scoops like that.
Yeah.
Benedict Mather, and someone asked me if I like him.
Yeah,
he's
that
a
was
thug.
Nick.
He's a thug. He throws elbows and arms like he's a UFC fighter sometimes.
Yeah.
It's stupid. He's a good player that doesn't need to do that shit. There you go. There's my 2 cents. But shout out to the Bucks. Your in-season tournament Emirates Cup champion.
So, Nikki, are you there? Are you back or no?
So I'm here.
Okay. So let us know. How do you feel about Shams and that whole thing with Jimmy Butler?
I mean, as far as the way it's being phrased, he's suggesting that it's going to be something carefully considered. Well, of course it is, because you're talking about Jimmy Butler, who the positive factors, he's a former multi-time All-Star, played in 2 NBA finals, but then there's also the fact that he's a veteran. He's not exactly a spring chicken. And Jimmy's one of those guys that he seems to mesh well with certain players better than he does others. So if you're a team, it could be risky pairing Jimmy Butler with certain players. So it's something you got to carefully consider, like who are you going to be pairing him with? If you trade him, who are you going to have to give up? What are the long-term ramifications for getting a Jimmy Butler? That's what makes it easier said than done. And even despite his upside, it can be a risky move going for a guy that's had some injuries recently, who sometimes even had clashes with teammates. Remember in Minnesota with Wiggins and Cat?
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen sometimes. And Jimmy sometimes can be a demanding teammate about only wanting to play on, he might have certain circumstances he wants to play under. That's the risky factor bringing in a guy like Jimmy if you're an NBA team.
Sucks his name Sham too, because people can use that against him.
Shams. Can you imagine what Woj went through?
You missed my joke. Sham. He's out there trying to predict things, and his name is Sham. Do you know what a sham is?
Sham Wow.
Oh boy.
You know I'm right.
You deserve a smack.
That wasn't a loud one. There you go.
I gotta do the hand gesture.
Yeah, but Sam. Wow.
Every time someone puts a dumb comment in the chat, I'll be like, "Come here."
You probably done that. On your wrestling shows. You probably done that on your wrestling shows now.
Oh boy.
But all right. So the last topic we gotta go is LeBron
James. Yeah, baby. Let's talk about it.
LeBron
James. Let's talk about it. 30-point game. People that suck don't drop 30 points in any professional sport, any professional level, even G League. He's the real. He's him. He's also going to be breaking news. He's going to be in the G League showcase. Everybody.
So his father.
Bronny
is interested in owning an expansion team. Can you imagine if he brings back the Sonics?
I need the old soundboard for that.
What, you didn't like the Sonics?
I don't care if LeBron wants to own a team or not.
No, I mean, you don't care about the Sonics, though?
Doesn't he have to retire first, though? You can't. I don't know what the NBA rule is.
No. Did Michael Jordan own the Hornets and he played?
I don't know if I don't know. That's why
he was an executive for the Wizards, and he was a player.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just had more pull on it, which most people think other stars have just by being stars.
Right. I believe that, and this is just my belief. I believe the Wizards owner and Jordan made a deal, and the owner convinced him to play to help sell some tickets to their home games.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if Jordan truly wanted to play. I think he wanted that last dance to be his swan song, but I guess, he decided, hey, it's the I help you help me type of deal with the Wizards, where he played to sell some tickets.
I'm sure that was a huge part of it for sure. And that's smart business. I mean, at that point in time, any team that landed Michael Jordan, they were getting #1 jersey sales, up in the top ticket sales, whether the team was good or not, because people wanted to see him one last time. I did. I wanted to see him. I never got to. I saw Iverson and LeBron, though, in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had to see Iverson. And then I went to a Celtics-Bulls preseason game, and Jordan didn't come. Pittsburgh. They had, they had preseason in Pittsburgh, and I was like, yay, the Bulls. He didn't come. It was preseason.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's no games tonight because the NBA Cup was yesterday, so no predictions tonight.
That means I'm perfect in predictions. I didn't lose any predictions.
No one did. We're all tied.
As far as LeBron goes, all I can say is for starters, we know that players transitioning into executive roles usually doesn't have a great success ratio in sports, period. Remember, John Elway with the Broncos as a whole has not been that great. He kind of got bailed out and got lucky with the landing Peyton Manning, but outside of that, hasn't really been a good run for Elway. Look at Jordan as owner of the Bobcats / Hornets. It was a train wreck.
Yeah. To answer your question earlier, though, Mitch, as far as the Seattle Supersonics, hell yeah, I want them to come back. I want the Sonics to come back. If he's part, I mean, let's be real. Whether you like LeBron or not, he has a lot of pull when it comes to the NBA and the basketball world. So, business-wise, I can't really judge him business-wise. All the the schools he's built and the money he's given back, and I can't judge him as a business person. I can judge him as a 38-year-old basketball player because he's on the court. But as a part owner, just like we talked about with Mike, that brings a lot of eyes to that franchise right off the bat. So if he wants to be an owner and help a new franchise, more power to him, man. Let's turn these ratings around. Let's get people watching basketball more. It's not perfect sport. I mean, you can talk about football wanting holding penalties every play and stuff, but same thing. You can ask for traveling and fouls almost every time down the court. But I'd rather the refs let them play. Yeah, it's different because you can carry the ball. Yeah, it's different because the Euro steps and the back steps and stuff. But it's still fun to watch. I still love NBA basketball. I can still watch pretty much any game and pull great plays that make my jaw drop. I can watch baseball and hockey. My jaw never drops. That's why I love basketball. That's me. That's just me.
I love baseball too. People keep on asking me, why do you love the basketball more than the Eagles right now? Because I just love it. It's my sport. I like the way they give up and down the court.
I mean, since I was second grade, I started playing basketball. I mean, competitively. I mean, before that, I always had a ball in my hand, but second grade.
Wait, you had a ball in your hand? Pause.
Yeah. So, I mean, basketball's been in my veins since I was a little kid, and it's just, that's the type of sport I like. I want constant movement. I like that. I like the challenge of people trying to stop you from putting that little ball in the hoop. Plus, I like the fact that it's not just 1 or 2 or 4 or 5 goals scored. I mean, not to knock hockey or soccer at all, but those sports, baseball, and sometimes you get high scoring, but we get high scoring every game. People get mad when there's 70-point games in the NBA. But I mean, there's a lot of scoring. I like scoring. I like the up and down aspect, the constant movement.
Do you like the way they dribble up and down the court?
Yeah. Just like I'm the king on the microphone. So is Dr. J and Moses Malone. I like slam dunks. They take me to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley-oop. Like the give and go and the pick and roll. It's basketball.
Hey.
Oh, the G League showcase is this weekend.
Yep. Allen Iverson, me too. Me too.
Here we go.
I like basketball, but the refs are ruining the product.
Oh, boy.
What? With
you
that
can always
being said,
stop watching. You can always stop watching if it's ruined for you.
A lot of my friends don't even watch NBA. They just watch college. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, this weekend's packed with sports, RQ. Enjoy it, people. It's a good season for sports. Football, college football, basketball. Hey, enjoy it. We are Penn State. Beat the shit out of SMU, please.
I really could care less, Nick. I really could care less.
We are the champions, my friend. Go ahead, Doc. Show them you still got it.
Oh, yeah, I had Iverson's shoes.
I had Iverson.
I had Iverson's. The question. They came out with these a couple years ago. I have the red questions. The Iverson questions.
Shaq Blacktop Reeboks. They were made for outdoor.
I know.
Like remember those? They were called the Blacktops. They were made for outdoor hooping. The pennies were one of my favorite shoes of all time. Google the pennies. They were here's one
Penny-
thing about
Penny Hardaways?
They were blue and silver.
I know
Here's
what you're
one.
talking about. Yeah.
Here's one thing that drives me crazy about the NBA. No high tops. No one wears high top shoes anymore.
No one really does now.
Like I couldn't play in low tops. The one time I did, I twisted both of my ankles. I was out for a month. Like I don't know how players.
Were they 3/4 or were they actually like low?
I was playing for a team that was green, so I could only find green Adidas low tops. So I wore green low tops and I twisted both ankles. Like I don't understand how they
at the
play
same
with low tops.
time?
Huh?
How'd you twist both of your ankles at the same time?
Because I didn't want to leave the game after one.
Did someone break your ankles?
No, just landing. I mean, I jumped.
It sounds like someone broke your ankles.
I was a high jumper and long jumper in high school, man. All I wanted to do was jump. And that's a lot of landing on your ankles.
But it sounds like someone broke your ankles.
When you land on someone's foot, you can almost break your ankle. Yep. But they were just
I know. Now that's the Zaza Pachulia rule. Remember that?
Oh, speaking of weird, Drazen Petrovic. Or no.
Zaza?
Stojakovic. Peja Stojakovic.
Yeah, what about Peja?
His son. His son is killing it.
I
Lil
know.
Stojakovic, get ready for him. He's coming.
Oh, I can't wait.
The kid's good. I've seen some highlights of him, and I'm rooting for him. Little Stoy.
So, Nikki, you got anything to say about LeBron and the expansion?
I mean, hopefully he'll take notes from Jordan on what not to do. Hopefully he has a better eye for talent.
Can't compare him,
But
bro.
we'll see.
You can't compare errors.
Yeah, I just don't compare eras. You can, but you shouldn't.
I can,
Because the game has
but
changed
I
so
said
much.
yes because that's the era I grew up on.
That's like
Yeah.
That's like comparing 50s and 60s football to today.
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah.
Even 70s football.
All right, guys. We're about to conclude the Pick and Roll Podcast episode number 102. All right, Rios could not be on. Hop
Shout
on.
out
He'll
to
be on
Rios.
next week. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. Nikki will be live tonight for the NFL Pickers with Cool Cat Connor. Make sure you guys check that out on the Hardcore Sports Network.
We got the roundup.
We got the roundup. I already put the link in the chat. That is live right now. And
Appreciate y'all in
yeah,
the chat.
yeah.
We love you
Appreciate
all.
that.
Even I crapped on a couple of you guys. I love you for being here. We're very thankful that you guys
Yeah.
come to this show every Wednesday. For real. Whether you like what I have to say or what the teams we like or any of our takes, it doesn't matter. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. For real. We love you all. We really do. We appreciate you.
With that being said, guys, we'll catch you all next week.
Get
See you
your
guys.
rebound.
Have a good one. Peace.
Where's my brownie? I quit. I give up.